Hello, students. A very sweet hello to all of you. I am back again with a new poem, The Duck and the Kangaroo, from class 8, Honeydew. This is the sixth poem, and the poem is composed by Edward Lear. I am Sheba Jamal, TGT English from KB Sonpur. Now, I would like to tell you about the poet who has composed this poem. Um, Edward Lear was an English artist, illustrator, musician, author, and poet, now known for his literary nonsense in poetry and prose, and especially in limerick, a form he popularized. Born 12th May 1812, United Kingdom, artworks Kanchenjunga, Watke, etc. The period of his writing is Romanticism. Now, children, before I would go to discuss the poem, I would like to ask you that have you ever seen kangaroo? Have you ever seen duck? I'm sure that you might have seen duck, but you haven't seen kangaroo, but you have seen kangaroo in pictures. We all know that kangaroo is mammal and lives in Australia. It is an Australian animal. I have shown so many pictures. Then you will be get acquainted with the kangaroo and the duck. Before I would switch over to the poem, I would like to ask you some difficult words which I have noted down in my slide. Word notes: gracious, kind, bore, dull, yawn, far off, quack sound made by duck, objection, difficulty, requires, needs. See the pictures here. Now I would give you a brief summary of the poem The Duck and the Kangaroo. A duck and kangaroo were friends. One day the duck made a request to the kangaroo. It said that the life in the pond was a bore, so the duck requested to take him on his back around the world. He told the duck's feet were unpleasantly wet and cold. These feet could give him rheumatism. The duck had bought 4 pairs of socks fitted his webbed feet. He would also smoke cigar every day. At this, kangaroo happily offered to take the duck around the world. The duck sat at the tip of the tail. They look they took 3 rounds of the world and both of them were very happy. Now I would recite the poem stanza by stanza. The Duck and the Kangaroo. Said the duck to the kangaroo, good gracious, how you hop over the fields and water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in the nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you, said the duck and the kangaroo. Please give me a ride on your back, said the duck to the kangaroo. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack the whole of the long day through, and we would go to the Dee and the Jelly Bolly, over the land, over and over the sea. Please take me on a ride, oh do, said the duck to the kangaroo. Said the duck to the kangaroo, this requires some little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck. And there seems but one objection, which is, if you let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatism, said the kangaroo. Reflections means thought or pondering. Rheumatism refers to the disease of rheumatism, said the duck as I sat on the rocks. I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted means woolen socks, which to keep out the cold. I have bought a cloak means dress, loose garment worn over, and every day a cigar I'll smoke, and to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. Cloak means shrug, a loose garment. Said the kangaroo, I am ready, all in the moonlight, pale. Pale means yellowish. But to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady. Steady means without any movement, not moving, and quite at the end of my tail. I go away. So away they went with a hop and a bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round. And who so happy, oh who, as the duck and the kangaroo. Now you see, nasty means unpleasant. The duck is awestruck to see the movement of the kangaroo. It expressed that the kangaroo could hop continuously over the fields and water bodies. The duck's life was boring as it remained in the pond all the time. It wished to see the world beyond the limits of the pond. It wishes that it also hopped like the kangaroo. Quack means sound made by the duck. The duck requests the kangaroo to give it a ride on its back. It promised that it would sit quietly and would just quack all day. The duck lists the places that they would visit as D and Jelly Boli. It adds that they would hop over the land and the sea. The kangaroo said that the duck's proposal needed some thought. Considering all aspects of it, the proposal might even be lucky for the kangaroo. However, there was just one difficulty. What was the difficulty? The difficulty is that he would catch, means the duck's feet are unpleasantly wet and cold. He would probably give him the rheumatism, said the kangaroo. The kangaroo said that if the duck allowed him to speak frankly, there was just one objection. It was that the duck's feet would cause the kangaroo some discomfort. They were very wet and cold. Their touch caused him rheumatism. The duck says that he was already bought pair of worsted socks. To overcome the problem, he had bought 4 pairs of worsted socks. These socks fitted him well. And the duck also said that he had taken other measures too to keep out of cold. He had bought a cloak. Cloak means dress. He had also decided to smoke a cigar every day for the same reason. He had done so much only for the sake of following his true beloved, the kangaroo. Kangaroo said the duck that he was ready to give him a ride in the pale moonlight, yellow moonlight. The kangaroo asked, dear friend duck, to sit motionless without any movement. It was necessary for the kangaroo to balance himself. He asked him to sit at the very end of his tail. And finally, jumping and leaping, duck and kangaroo started their journey. Jumping and leaping, they traveled round the world thrice. There was no one happier than the duck and the kangaroo. Now, the literary devices used in the poem. Rhyme scheme, stanza 1. A B A B C C A A, stanza 2. A B A B C C B B, stanza 3, 4, 3, 4 and 5. A B A B C C D D. The poet has used alliteration. The alliteration means the repetition of a consonant sound at the start of two or more closely placed words. Good gracious, G. How you hop, H. All quite still and say S. But to balance, B. Dear duck, D. Whole world, W. The second literary device is anaphora. When the same sound is used at the start of two or more consecutive lines. Instances of anaphora in the poem are as follows. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a cloak. See the pictures of the duck and the kangaroo listed here. Now, some questions related with the poem. What objection does the kangaroo have? What did the kangaroo say at the end? What would bring luck to the kangaroo? What did the duck promise? What was the fear of the kangaroo? Why did the duck decide to smoke a cigar? Where is D and Jelly Boli? Why did the duck call the pond nasty? What is the summary of the duck and the kangaroo? Next questions. What made the duck and the kangaroo happy? How did the kangaroo respond to the duck's request? What is the central idea of the poem The Duck and the Kangaroo? Thank you. Enjoy, study, and I think that you might have enjoyed this presentation of mine. Thank you.